Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever you're watching around the world. This is qualifying for Gulf ProCar Round 2 of the Championship. A couple of weeks ago, we were down at the Yas Marina circuit for what was the first round of the Championship. A very exciting first round as well. But I'm delighted to say we have plenty of cars and drivers with us here this weekend, including this car right here. Now, when you look at it, it looks like a Golf TCR car, but what it actually is, it's actually a road-going Mark 7 GTI underneath, and if I remember correctly talking to the team, it's a 2015 model. And it's a very interesting car. The team were very nice this morning to actually show me the car, talk to me, tell me a few things about the car as well, because I find it quite fascinating that it's actually been built up from the ground up. And you can actually tell it's a road-going car as well because of the gauge cluster that it has for the driver. Now, we'll get to that later on, and of course, if you want to learn more about that car, you can as well. You can hit them up on YouTube. They have their entire build series on there. I'm definitely going to check that out later on today to see exactly how long it took them to do this, because this is not the only car they have built. This is the first of many they plan to build here for the championship, and it's great to have new cars in the field as well. So let's have a look at who we have out on track so far. Jim Geddy returned to the championship here, of course, a formed GT racer, has made sporadic appearances in ProCar over the past couple of years, has been very quick out of the box no matter what race weekend it is, and great to see him here with us this weekend. Nick Wiltshire, who is the in behind the wheel of that Golf GTI in the 45 in Class 5, is here with us this weekend. And then we've got Josh Price behind the wheel of the number 8 in the Ferrari 2 Challenge. And then we've got Konstantin Shaitov in one of the Clios. We've got Roman Tishenkov in one of the Clios as well, along with Ruslan Safin behind the wheel of the 45 Clio. Then we have Yusuf Gaber, also in the Clios as well. In the 55 is the Egyptian, and Stanislav Minsky in that car that we're currently looking at the moment, that yellow and black number 72 for Stanislav Minsky. And he had a great battle in class last time out in the championship in Golf ProCar. And we have more cars that were making their way onto the track as well. The one car that we won't have that I am aware of is unfortunately the Honda DC5 of James Burke and Jonathan Cole. They were here yesterday, but unfortunately they won't be participating in today's race. Now, also in the Clios, we should have Avik Anwar, who should be making his way onto track in a few moments' time. We've also got Ivan Tavdolov in the 49, also in the Clio. So plenty of Clios here racing this weekend. We've got Big Red Racing here as well with us. We have a few more cars making their way out onto track. I know that Dragon Racing have come here with 4 cars, 3 of which are already on track, because Leon Price in the 88 is also out here, and Khalid Budai is also out now on track. So all 4 of the Dragon cars now on track, setting up for qualifying here to see who will go quickest of all, not just within the team but within the class as well here. Rawad Saladin is on track as well. Unfortunately, his compatriot and teammate won't be with us here today, but I do know that he's most likely watching at home, and he'll be keeping a very close eye on Rawad as well. They had some fantastic battles in the Baron Motorsport Camp last time out in the Golf ProCar, and it's a shame that Schalke is not with us here today. But of course, we look forward to seeing him back in the championship in a few weeks' time. Now, Anton Yechmenev is also out as well in 2 Cup in that number 10. As the top 3 now, Jim Geddy, Leon Price and Josh Price in the 98, 88 and 8. Lap time to beat now is a 2:02.713 put in by the Scotsman. We should also have Karim Zahora as well on track in his Honda in a few moments' time. Avik Anwar still not showing up on our timing screens. Well, there is Karim Zahor popping up now. There's Yechminev. Sorry, that's the sister car to actually Yechminev, who went across the line there. Now, I don't have the team names on my screen in front of me for the time being. Maxim Vlonikin is out on track as well, so we're up to 15 cars here so far. We should have at least one more making its way onto the track, and that will be the Clio of Avik Anwar, who will join us, the sole Bangladeshi in the field, a former champion in the 86 category. No 86s racing here this weekend. As we're looking at one of the Continental Racing cars here, but let's have a look at what time Jim Geddes put in. Well, it's still a 2:01.975 as across the line there is Stanislav Minsky in the 72, 4th overall and the leader in 2 Cup at the moment. Across the line there is Warad Saradin, also in 2 Cup, a little bit further back from where he'd like to be, currently behind Anton Yechminev in 8th position overall in that number 10, and there are 2 Clios in between them, of course. As the session progresses here, Rawad will no doubt be up through the field. Now, Karim Zahor is on track in the 57, still waiting patiently for Avik Anwar in his Clio to make it onto the track as well. So far 9 cars have put lap times in, that being at the tail end of the field is the number 49 of Todolibov, with a 2:45.101, and that will get quicker as well. He's at the tail end of the Clio field for the time being, as Yusuf Garbat has not put a lap time in. And onto our timing screens pops Avik Anwar, bringing the field up to 16 cars here in the Golf Pro Car. And how it works, obviously, is by the pictures that you've seen on our screen. We have a multitude of cars here and a multitude of classes. As a yellow flag waves down at turn 7, we have 2 Challenge, we have 2 Cup, we have Class 5, we have the Renault Clios, Class 3 and Class 4. Maxim Vlonikin, the sole entry so far on track in that Class 3 car. 13th overall is Vlonikin. If I'm not mistaken, that is the Cayman GT4 car that he's behind the wheel of. As the sister car from Big Road Racing, Anton Yechminev, now goes 5th fastest and into provisional pole here for 2 Cup, as Khaled Budai up now into 4th position, and that puts all of the 2 Challenge cars into the top 4 here, with Geddy from Leon Price to Joshua Price from Khaled Budai, the Kuwaiti, all separated there by 7.6 seconds at the moment. That will no doubt change as the session progresses here. But provisional pole sitter in 2 Challenge is Jim Geddy. In 2 Cup is Anton Yechminev. Stanislav Minsky there across the line. He takes now provisional pole in class in the 72, 4th overall now, and actually has a car between himself and his closest rival. And actually the 2 Challenge order has changed now, as Leon Price has bumped down to 5th. So had he had a lap time deleted to put him down in 5th position behind Stanislav Minsky. Rawad Saradin now goes 2nd fastest in 2 Cup. Nick Wiltshire is the leader in Class 5 in that 45 Volkswagen Golf GTI. The leader in Clios is Ruslan Safin in the 77 at the moment with a 2:28.401. He is almost 5 seconds clear of Roman Tishankov. Well, actually, it says 3.9 seconds is the gap there between the 2 of them. Now, lap time being deleted for car 77. Now, where is the 77 on our order? That is Ruslan Safin, and our provisional pole sitter in the Clios. Konstantin Shetov in 12th overall, but 3rd in class provisionally, just ahead of the 49, and Yusuf Garbat in the 55, with Karim Zahor being tucked in between the Clios. As Avik Anwar on a slow outlap as well, a 1:22.770 through sector 2. So I wonder if all is right there with that 71. We've not yet seen it come through opposition. When we say that, it goes through now with a 46.453 across the line for the Bangladeshi driver. 16th overall here for the time being. Jim Geddy still sits at the top of the timesheets, 5.8 seconds ahead of Khaled Boudai in the 42, with a 2:08.553 as his previous best lap time, with Josh Price 0.5 of a second behind Khaled. And Stanislav Minsky across the line goes third fastest now, and he puts 2 more cars between himself and his championship rivals, Renault Clio, who now goes quickest of all in 2 Cup, and he goes second fastest here at the Dubai Autodrome. There he is, the sole entry here from Baron Motorsport, and 100% missing his teammate here, as both him and Schalke always put on a fantastic display of racing. Joined the championship last season, raced a bit overseas in Italy in various Porsche categories as well, and of course a very busy few weeks for them. They'll be doing the 6 hours of Abu Dhabi, they'll be doing the Dubai 24-hour as well, along with a campaign here in Golf ProCar. It's just at the bottom of your screen there is Stanislav Minsky, currently second in 2 Cup, is the 72. Leon Price has made his way out of pit lane, as has Nick in the 45 in that Volkswagen Golf. There is the sole Egyptian in the field as well, Yusuf Gabr, who did a number of years in Clio Cup Middle East. Great to have him here, part of Golf ProCar, and expanding the field in the Clios, but is now second overall, with Ivan now in the lead of that class. And of course Ivan and Yusuf, well, they've raced against each other in the likes of the Clio Cup Middle East in previous seasons. They know each other very well, know their driving styles, and know exactly their strengths and weaknesses. But of course, Yusuf will want to be the pole sitter in class, as across the line there was Stanislav Minsky and Leon Price there in that 88. Currently 6th overall, 4th in class in 2 challenge. As across the line comes the lap 57, number 57. 15th overall is Karim Zahur, of course son of Nada Zahur, who races here pretty much every year in the Dubai 24-hour. And great to see son following in the footsteps of his father here. And if I'm not mistaken, his father actually used to race this car as well back in the days of Golf ProCar a number of years ago. As across the line comes Yusuf Gabr, still in 2nd overall in class, 1.5 seconds adrift, but under pressure for that 2nd position in qualifying here in class, as Ruslan Safin is only 0.3 of a second off of his time at the moment with a 2:26.660. Getting quicker now, but a slow sector 1 time is going to slow him right down, but he is well over a second quicker than Yusuf was in the 1st sector, although doesn't show as a personal best, as Maxim Volokin now in 7th in that Cayman GT4 car. Now into the pit lane will come provisional pole sitter, not just overall but in 2 challenge class as well. Jim Geddy, the Scotsman, is in with a 2:02.713, 3.6 seconds quicker than Rawad Saradin, who is currently in 2nd overall. And great to see this weekend so many Clios in the field as well. 6 Clios in total racing with us here this weekend. The 49, 55, 77, 20, 15 and 71 are the 6 Clios to keep a very close eye on, especially this one here, the very vibrantly coloured number 55 of Yusuf Gabr. The usual colours that we've seen him running in Clio Cup Middle East for the past couple of years. And great to see him part of this championship now as well, adding some more star power to the field. So currently just 1 car in pit lane as Avaganwar now goes 4th fastest in class in the 71, 12th overall behind Ruslan. And just under 3.5 minutes remaining on the clock here at the Autodrome for qualifying here for our 2 races of Golf ProCar. Both of them will take place today. No endurance race tomorrow. It would only be an endurance race for Golf Radical Cup. Just over 3 minutes now remain on the clock for Jim Geddy, our provisional pole sitter, by 3.6 seconds to the good over Rawad Saladin in the 37. But 2 cars on the front row of the grid from 2 different classes so far as well, 2 Challenge and 2 Cup. Will share the front row of the grid for the time being. We still have plenty of time left on the clock for a 2 Challenge to make its way up onto that first row of the grid, but I think that 2 Challenge time that Jim Geddy is set at 3.6 seconds is going to be a tough one to beat here. He's 3.6 seconds up the road from Rawad, and he's 4.6 seconds ahead of his closest rival here at the Autodrome. Maxim Volenkin is into the pit lane now in the 47. He is 7th overall, currently sharing that second row of the grid. Sorry, 4th row of the grid, excuse me, with Anton Yechminev, his actual teammate, but of course running 2 different cars here, 1 in 2 Cup, 1 in Class 3. As Anton Yechminev now goes into 7th overall, moving past Maxim Volenkin. Now Leon Price working his way through the final corners, and he will come across the line. Is there an improvement here from him? It was last time. It was a 209.827. This time round it's a 209.783 is Leon Price. And behind him you see Stanislav Minsky, who's actually ahead of him at the moment. And actually saying that, Stanislav Minsky has just improved his time as well to go 3rd quickest here. So we have 2 of the 2 Cup cars inside the top 3. With the 37 and 72 on row number 1 and row number 2 here. 0.8 of a second is the gap between Rawad and Stanislav in the 37 and 72. Now across the line should come Ruslan Safin, and it's a slow lap from him there as well. A slow sector 2, a 101.3 through the corner there, and Ivan now coming into the pit lane here in the 49 car. Provisional pole sitter in class in the Clios is Ivan. As Josh Price there across the line, as is Karim Zahur. Now Maxim Volenkin has gone out of pit lane with just under a minute to go. There he is in the Cayman GT4 for Big Red Racing. 2 cars entered from that garage. They make their way around. Just a final tweak here to the setup and a few tweaks to see what exactly works maybe just a little bit better here around the Dubai Autodrome here. A very busy race weekend it is on what is the 54th, essentially the anniversary of the country. It's Eid al-Ittihad weekend here in the United Arab Emirates. There is that gorgeous Volkswagen Golf GTI car making its way down towards the first corner now, shown as... Now, where is Nick at the moment? Well, he's 13th quickest at the moment with a 226.685 for Nick in the 45. Now, the checkered flag has come out for Khalid Budai in the 42. The Kuwaiti is 5th fastest at the moment. Now, Leon Price is coming across the line in a few moments' time. Will he put him on 1 position ahead? Or will he stay in 6th position while Leon dives to the pit lane, as does Stanislav Minsky? Now, what about Rawad Saladin? Has he got 1 last lap in him here? As through the final corner, there comes the 20 of... we look through our list here, what Clio holds the number 20, that's Roman Tishankov. Currently shown as 16th overall, and it's an improvement at the line. Unfortunately not, a 228.228. And that will put Roman Tishankov at the tail end of the field on the 8th row of the grid. But he will line up alongside a Clio as well, in the likes of Konstantin Chaitov in the 15th position. Now more cars making their way across the line, including Josh Price and Avik Anwar as well, who comes across the line 3rd in class. Maxim Volenkin will be on the 4th row of the grid in his Cayman GT4. And the pole sitter in class as well, in class number 3. We just wait for 2 more cars to come in and across the line, one being Karim Zahor, who you see there making his way across the line. He'll take pole position in class 4 and moves himself all the way up to 11th position there on the last lap. A big improvement with a 2:26.331 last time round, and now just 2 cars remaining. Nick got to the line just before the checkered flag came out, and Yusuf Garber is making his way through sector 3 on a very slow cool-down lap. Is the Egyptian in the 55, and there he is. He's made his way into the pit lane, and he'll dive straight into Parc Fermé as well. There is Nick Wiltshire, and let's see if he will improve his position here at the line. Bumped down to 14th overall, and it was a 2:26.685 last time, but for Nick a 2:28.157 in the first outing there for that Golf GTI. And I think for Nick and the team there, it's a good shakedown here for the Golf GTI here. And there is Maxime Wallenkin into pit lane as well and into Parc Fermé. So that brings an end here to qualifying for the 2 sprint races that we have here today for Golf ProCar. Jim Geddy will be on the front row of the grid in the 2 challenge number 98 Ferrari. Alongside him, and 3.6 seconds adrift, is Rawad Saladin alongside for company, but not in the same class. Instead, it's the 2 Cup Porsche that will be alongside him. And then it's Stanislav Minsky will share the 2nd row of the grid with Josh Price, who returns to the championship here in Golf ProCar alongside for company. So another row of 2 Cup and 2 Challenge. Then we have the Dragon Racing duo, the 42 and 88 of Khalid and Leon, sharing the 3rd row of the grid. Anton Yechminev will share the 4th row of the grid with his teammate Maxim Wallenkin in the 47. And then we have the 49 and 55 rounding out the top 10 on the 5th row of the grid, with Karim Zahor, Avik Anwar sharing the 6th row of the grid. Ruslan Safin will share row number 7 alongside Nick in the 45, and then Konstantin Shaitov with Roman Tishenkov alongside for company on the 8th and final row of the grid here. So that's qualifying done and dusted for Golf ProCar. We will have the first race, and let's have a look at when the first race for ProCar will be. And if we have a look at our revised timetable that I've managed to get my hands on here, the first race for Golf ProCar will be at 11:25 here. So in about just under 2 hours will be race number 1.